Around here, folks really like it. Why don't you have a listen? Did you like it? I thought it was pretty good. This is the Triple Threat Podcast. I'm William Vaughn, coming to you from Vancouver, BC. Over on the other side of the country is Matt Vaughn from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Matt, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. Okay,
Yep.
Good. I can't talk that fast during the whole show because the whole show will be over real quick.
Micro Machines Man style.
Micro Machines Man, yeah.
I think that's before my time, but I've only caught that after, for the nostalgia for him has extended to me.
I'll get crushed for this, but I'm pretty sure he's the voice of one of the Transformers.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but oh man, Ian Hanlon is just he's gonna crush me in one hand for it, because the Micro Machines guy is he's a well-to-do individual. Well-to-do. I mean, he's a pretty famous voice actor, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got cachet as the guy who talks really fast.
Yes.
I think he was on Jimmy Fallon a little while ago, even.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, it wasn't like as a guest, but it's like a funny thing, I think.
Micro Machines. What a silly concept for a toy. It's like, hey, dinkies. Yeah. It's like, well, we got really, really small dinkies. Like how small? Like really small dinkies.
So.
Oh, okay. So it was John Moshida Jr. is the guy's name. And he was the voice for Blur in the Transformers television show and film. Thanks, Internet, for making me not so stupid. He also has the world record for being the world's fastest talker, with the ability to articulate 586 words per minute. Oh, and his record was broken in 1990. Well, heck, that's my problem with talking fast. Is my enunciation, my dictation goes way down. Talking fast, you can slur. Oh, he's on Saved by the Bell once. You can really slur your words. So this guy really had a talent, we'll say, for articulating every word. 586 words per minute. I think the record right now is 655 words per minute. So yeah, and that was in 1995. This guy named Sean Shannon. So if you think you can step up to Sean Shannon, actually, Matt, put a minute on the clock, and I'll see what I can do here. Okay.
All right. Go.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. How'd I do?
There's like one word every 2 seconds, so we're working actually 30.
Yeah, 30 words a minute.
So you need to get, I don't know, at least 20 times better?
Okay, well, room for improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
I think we can all appreciate that, right? We all want to do better in our lives.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm thinking about, well, you're going for a record there. I was at a strongman competition yesterday.
Oh, the Atlantic Strongman?
Yes.
I had a fellow I know from back home tweeting about that.
Oh, really?
Ronnie, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I went because Ronnie was there.
You went to support.
Yeah, we were out for a hike, and Ronnie was there at the same time, and he was competing in it. Which is I hadn't been to a strongman competition before. I had a sense of what they were, though.
Now, these are like the strongman, like big, I'll call them barrel-chested men, not like guys in tiny swimsuits and tans and spread. Not the pumping iron type of strongman, more like the TSN, flip a giant, monster truck tire over strongman, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so on our way walking there, when we were walking in Kentville, I was like, is there going to be a lot, like, when we get closer, are we going to be able to smell, like, the body oil? And someone was like, I don't think that's the right one. And they'd have a hard time getting a grip on things.
Yeah,
like,
it's more like chalk, right?
Yeah, it's big into chalk. I had to use tack. So we weren't there for the whole thing, but we did see, we saw the farmer carry. I might get this
Farmer
wrong.
carry.
Farmer carry.
Yeah.
So you carry.
It's like carry a big pail, like a big log or something in each hand?
Yeah, a log in each hand, 320 pounds each.
Whoa.
And yeah, I know. So you're supposed to try to get them all the way across to a line on the other side of the parking lot.
Now, is that for speed? That's for speed, right?
It's speed or distance. So if you don't go all the way, and so didn't get all the way. I couldn't do one and get it all the way.
Yeah, but you haven't trained to do one.
I haven't trained to do one either. But
Self some credit.
Yeah, exactly.
These guys don't just roll out of bed.
Yeah.
And be like, you know what? I feel like carrying today. I haven't trained for it, but I do feel like having my arms ripped out of my sockets.
They had a log press which was like a 220-pound weight that they would do reps of over their head.
And that's for amount of reps?
Yeah, so 14 was the record there.
Ooh.
It was the what happened there essentially, and then they did the Atlas Stones, which I think I saw a video of like the mountain from Game of Thrones doing.
Oh, Hafthor Julius Bjornsson. Oh, yeah. You for sure have.
So the stones start at 300 pounds.
Yes,
and they start at 300. They start 300, and they go up incrementally to 400. And two guys can get all the way up to 400, and one guy named Grant was able to get to 400, and he did it quickest. And he was last year he won. He was Atlantic Canada Strongman, and he won again. It's like 42. He's like, as wide as a house. Like, the biggest. And like it's funny because there are a lot of people there who had his body type. Just shoulders that are so big. He actually, and like a chest that was so broad and so large that he was actually able to, when he was doing the log press, he could actually set the log on his chest weight. Yeah. So he didn't have to put it all the way down, which is like, I'm like, wow, he's got a shelf of a
Was he like
chest.
bouncing it off his chest, or that probably would get?
No, it was just setting it. Just setting it.
He's just setting it. Yeah.
There's some other guys who like had like kind of big stomachs. They kind of were like pudgier guys, and a couple guys. There's like a guy who was a farmer.
Yeah.
He was just kind of like he probably wouldn't look that much different from you.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if you don't know what Will looks like. Will's like he's not overweight at all. But he's also not like he's not a huge dude. So this guy just looked like he probably went to the gym every now and then. But he did so well. Like, he did so well. He was like, I don't know. It was surprising.
Probably had a lot of like lower body strength, or maybe even like, I don't know if this is a real thing or not, but like a lot of tendon strength.
Maybe.
I think this is like the kind of strength you get not from training in a gym, but having a farmer's life where it's all day is just manual labor for your entire life.
Yeah.
And you just have that strength. You know, they have that thing called like old man strength.
Yes.
Where like old guys are like, this guy doesn't look like much, but his grip strength, he can like crush your hand bones in like a second if you wanted to.
Yes.
Like apparently Harley Race had one of the hardest like grips out of any wrestler. Actually, no, Danny Hodge did too. And if you look at Danny Hodge or Harley Race, like Danny Hodge is he was a shooter. He was like an actual amateur wrestler, became a pro wrestler.
Oh yeah.
And he apparently had one of the hardest grips. He would bend pliers at hardware stores. Yeah, just with his hands. And if you look at the guy, right, he doesn't look like a strong dude. But sure, if you mess with him, brother, you would not want to have a piece. Well, Hafthor Bjornsson is he's special for a lot of reasons. He's crazy strong.
Yeah,
and you can be. I think he used to be a basketball player, and he hurt himself. Alex has talked about this, and he's younger than me, which I don't know why I'm surprised at all about that at this point.
We had a conversation about people that are younger than you or older than you this week.
We had a text conversation about people that are older than me, and Matt, you started it with, I still can't believe that Andrew Garfield is older than Will, and I was like, yeah, and I still can't believe Natalie Dormer's older than me too. Only by like a little bit. She's not like old, she's a good-looking kid. But Natalie Dormer plays Marjorie of Game of Thrones, and whatever her name was with the shaved side of the head in Mockingjay Part 1 and 2.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah. But she's, I think she's like 32, and Andrew Garfield's like, what, 32, 33, something like that?
Yeah, he's right in there. But, I mean, if you see him in like one of the Garfield movies, every movie he's in is a Garfield movie. A Spider-Man movie. It's surprising. It's like he just seems like such a young guy. I just looked up Hafthor Bjornsson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know how Google, if you go to images, it offers some autofill ones?
Sure.
So the first one is next to normal person.
Is next to a normal person?
Yeah. So like people regularly are like just try to Google for context. They're like, how big is Hafthor Bjornsson? I'll add next to a normal person there. And one of the first pictures you see is Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is not really a fair comparison.
There's a great picture of him after this very famous Game of Thrones episode came out, where in the story he fights it's trial by combat, and he's the Mountain, and he fights a little guy named Oberyn Martell, and it ends very badly for Oberyn. But there's a picture that they put out the next day of them, like while they were shooting it, and there's Hafthor it's on the Google images. There's Hafthor just flexing. Just not even needing to flex, just being, a mountain next to Pedro Pascal plays Ober, and then Pedro's is like, "Yep, it's me." Like, I'm in pretty good shape for my size, but oh wow, yeah, there's a picture of Hathor when he was the kid. So yeah, I mean, you can be 6'9" and not be strong, but Hathor decided to be 6'9" and be 400 pounds of muscle.
Yeah,
like this guy's just. He's outrageous, and if you go to YouTube, like all the YouTube things are like European Strongest Man 2005, Mountain wins again, and Hafthor Julius Bjornsson, he's deadlifting 994 pounds, and it's like 3 like truck tires on each side of the bar. What else did you see, Matt? Did you see any was there any like deadlifting or bench pressing or anything like that? Like any like conventional style lifts that you saw?
Not really. We had missed the truck pull, which is too bad. I wanted to see the truck pull because that's an exciting thing.
That's an exciting.
Yeah, two guys went out. At least 2 guys went out to injury. One guy before he went there ruptured both his biceps.
Ooh!
And I learned a lot about ruptured biceps that this weekend. It turns out a friend of mine has a ruptured bicep. He has a monocep, he calls it. Ooh. And but it turns out if you rupture your bicep, you have to get surgery on it within 36 hours to
or
repair
else it's dead forever.
It's the dead isn't the right word. It's just like your arm will pretty much never be the same.
Ugh.
Yeah. So
this guy got rushed off to the hospital.
Yeah, I think he wanted to compete, but then he was like, "My arms don't seem to be doing anything at all."
Well, I know that feeling, but not because of a ruptured muscle.
And there's a guy who was, who like the first guy we saw try to do something, he tried to do the farmer carry, and he didn't move it at all. And I was like, is this impossible? But he actually tore his his lateral muscle in his side.
Yeah.
Before, so it's like, how could you do anything? Like turning would hurt, raising your arm would hurt, bending over would hurt. Grabbing something would hurt. It's like
I did that. I didn't rupture anything, but at work a couple weeks ago, I was picking up a big rack of glasses, something I do, 100 times, 1,000 times. And I guess I just jerked on it, jerked it up too hard, and I pulled both my lats. And like for the next couple days, like laying down hurt, breathing hurt, right?
Breathing hurt
through the back of your ribs.
Yeah,
that quite killed. Ruptured bicep. How did your friend rupture his bicep?
Wrestling.
Wrestling,
amateur wrestling.
Amateur wrestling. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like he's wrestling with a little puppy.
And
so he's actually engaged in athletic competition.
He was in practice, and essentially he reached for a guy's leg, and the guy pulled his leg, and he tried to pull his arm closer. So everyone was trying to extend everything, get the leg away, get his arm on it, and he heard a pop noise. And then he kind of stepped away, and then when he went back to do it again, he thought it was his shoulder because he just he thought his shoulder might have done something. But then when he went to grab him again, he was like, "I can't really lift my arm right now." And then he looked and saw that the tendons had kind of moved in a way that wasn't right.
So why? So he is in practice. So why didn't they rush him off to hospital?
They did when he realized.
Oh, they did when he realized.
Yeah, because there was adrenaline and kind of pushing through and being like, I don't know exactly what's happening just yet.
Sure. Yeah. All that sort of athletic thing. Yeah, that picture of Hathor when he was a basketball player is adorable.
He's so much smaller. Like it's not like he was always a big dude.
No, I'm saying he trained to get that size. He's not. Lots of people like to take for granted that people are a certain size, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you look at Batista, not the baseball player, the the guy who plays Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, also a pro wrestler. You look at him, and you actually can't imagine him being any other size than what he is. Does that make sense?
It's like how is that guy ever small?
It's just he just at some point he just becomes a living action figure.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I remember one of the things I said when we were there at the strongman competition. I was like, I can't imagine watching this and then being like, you know what? I'm going to work so I can do that.
That didn't inspire you to do the work?
I felt more incapable of anything.
You felt more.
I'm like, if I trained every day for a year, I wouldn't get halfway there. It's such a level that it's like I couldn't.
Yeah, because they train every day for a number of years.
Yeah.
You know, you got to work. You got to work so hard. Pardon me, to even get a base to start to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But that sort of thing, like the strongman stuff, it's cool if you want to be recognized as a strongman, but so few people can do it, and that's why Hathor. I mean, between being a strongman and doing Game of Thrones, that's why he's so famous.
Yeah.
He got like way famous. I guess to us, maybe not to like normal people, but he's way famous to me in internet circles just over the last couple of years for being a strongman. And that's like it's dangerous to do that. Obviously, I mean, you saw a couple of injuries. That's why I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to hurt myself, because if you hurt yourself, if you're an athlete and you hurt yourself and you're not getting paid, it's really difficult. You're done if you're not under a contract of some sort.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you're a strongman, it's like, yeah, well, you just hurt yourself, and it's just like, well, you know, I'm out for a couple of weeks or months or however long, so I can't work or do whatever. Unless you're like a carpet salesman. What do most of these guys do? I know this one guy is a farmer. Do they say like profession? Like he's a police officer. He's a...
Some of them, I don't know if there's a lot that like farmer. One's a youth minister, which is Ronnie.
Yeah, right. Youth minister.
One is, and the only other one I know is the main guy, the strong guy. Because I asked this joke.
There's one guy. It's a strongman competition. There's only one strong guy.
This was the strongest guy.
The strongest guy. Okay.
I was like, so what is he like? Is he like just like a pharmacist? Like, is he, like he's so big? What is he? And someone's like, yeah, he's the bailiff here in Kentville.
Oh.
If you go to court in Kentville, this guy greets you.
That's
and,
awesome.
like, and if you drop your keys under the building, he picks the building up so you can go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got these.
I would assume, yeah. If you go in and you're gonna testify, he just kind of looks at you and he's like, "Be honest," or he'll pound you to the ground like a railroad spike.
You swore in a Bible. So does this guy go on and compete in other things now? He's Atlantic Canada strongman, and now he's like, what does he compete against? Ontario, Quebec? What does he do now?
I figured that's how it worked. That you have to kind of do that. You'd have to be able to go on and compete for Canada's strongest man, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could be world's strongest man like Mark Henry.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
Why don't you try it? I'm going to look up the Atlantic Canada strongman. Atlantic Canada Sobeys flyer. Oh, okay. Good. What else did you? So you were in the Valley this
I was.
yesterday?
Yes,
Yeah?
I was in the Valley, a place that I hadn't spent a lot of time in before because we didn't have family there. But we visited when we were kids, and I didn't really absorb much of it, so it was kind of like kind of a new place for me. Not new, but like a place I didn't really have any experience with. So it was good. I went on a hike, which was nice. It was pretty intense. I like on my phone now. It can tell me how far I've been and how high I've climbed.
Yeah.
And
well, it's a metaphor for your life, right? How far you've been in your life and how far you've climbed up the ladder of success, right? Yeah.
So we went on a hike a few weeks ago, and I climbed up the equivalent of 50 flights of stairs. That's how much of elevation there was. So a flight of stairs, I think, is a change in altitude of altitude. Yeah, I think so.
Sure, go with that.
What's that?
I said, sure, go with that.
Yeah. And this, like the one we just did, it was 90 flights of stairs.
Gracious.
Instead of 50. So it was a lot when we got started. But it was good. Once you got over the insane, the insane part of it, which is that it was super, pretty sheer straight up because it was in Blomidon. It was a really nice little trail. You know,
How long did it take you guys?
I'm trying to think. It was like 3 hours, 3.5 maybe, something like that. I think. I don't have the strongest sense of how long we were out there for. We stopped for lunch and saw a snake. So,
yeah.
It was
and
pretty...
You saw a snake, caught it, and ate it. You're just like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, this is it. I don't need to go back. I'll stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
We call this trail jerky.
Yes, exactly. And, I, of course, killed it by biting off its head.
Wow.
Yeah. What else are you supposed to do? You know what I mean?
I guess so. I mean, I maybe step on it, but you're right. Maybe bite its head off.
Yeah. Is there a lot of hiking in Vancouver? Is it mostly mountain stuff, or I guess you can...
Yeah, there's a trail that I don't know if it's a hike or if it's just awful thing people do out here, but it's the grass grind is pretty popular. It's basically, heck, I'll look up how many stairs. The grass grind Alex and I did in about an hour or so, and it's basically a hike that's straight up a mountain. 2.9 clicks. It's referred to as Mother Nature's Stairmaster. It has 2,830 stairs.
Oh, baby.
And then annually about 150,000 people hike the trail. And when I was up at the top, I saw a guy I worked with before, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I've done it, tons of times. After about the 5th time, it gets way easier." I'm like, cool, man. But it's very difficult. It is like basically a hike straight up a mountain. As we talk about the mountain, this is a hike straight up a mountain.
Yeah,
and it was difficult. Like you start walking, and you're like, "Whew, I guess you're making good time. How are we doing? Quarter of the way there. Good." Feels like I've been here for 2 days. And then you get up to the top, and you have to take the gondola down. But it's nice when you get to the top. You're up on Grass Mountain. You can look at the bears, and they're inside a pen.
Oh, like actual bears?
Yeah, bears.
Cool.
They're inside a pen, which is where you want them. You don't want them out running around.
Yes, that's fair.
There was one time when it was the first time I tried to do the grass grind, and I actually saw the people I did this with the other day, and we kind of reminisced about it. It was a couple of years ago, and this was in late May. About where we are right now. And the hike, the trail was closed. So they're like, "Oh, you can still," I'm like, "Oh, but the trail's closed." Like, "Don't worry, you can still go up. You just have to, walk around a certain thing." So these two people went ahead and like, "Don't worry, we know where to go." It's like, great. So they went on ahead. And then there's a bunch of us lag behind, and we're like, "Where did they go?" And we're like, "I think this way." And we ended up getting lost on Grass Mountain. And we did not find the trail. Because the trail is not clearly marked, but it's pretty obvious that someone built steps that go all the way up. So we got lost, and we just ended up walking straight up a hill. Basically just straight up, basically ended up walking straight up a ski hill. And we found this like little chalet with a little phone in it. And we're like, "Hey, we're on the mountain. Where do we go?" And they're like, "Oh, where are you?" It's like, "Well, I don't know. It's a mountain." It's like, "Yeah, just walk straight up." And we're like, "Oh, okay." So we ended up walking straight up the mountain. We saw them up at the top, and they're like, "Oh, it was great. We met Owen Wilson. It was awesome." And we're like, "Oh, sweet. Yeah, she met Owen Wilson." We're like, "Oh, sweet. We just walked straight up a ski hill. Thanks for leaving us."
He was like, "Wow, what a hill.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I can't believe it. Wow, what a hill.
Oh, wow.
What a climb."
It's not bad, man. That's not bad. As far as impressive go.
Thanks, man. Working on my.
It's not bad. That was the first time I did the grass grind. The second time I was with Alex, and we both hiked up the grass grind, and then we went to Five Guys Burger and Fries.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
That's what we did.
That's how you do it, man.
Yeah, that's how we did it.
Yeah.
But there's also there's one called the Chief that lots of people like to take pictures of. Actually, of which people like to take pictures.
Sure.
Yeah, I did that right. I don't want to leave that hanging. That dangling, what do you call it? Participle?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think that's one of the other things I know that dangles in grammar. That's as far as I'm saying about that.
Yeah, it's when you end a sentence with "of" or "with" or "from."
Yes.
There's a different word for it, but
yeah, I'm trying to be a little bit more forgiving with that because I feel like language is one of those things that if I can understand it, and if I don't think you're an idiot for making that quote mistake, that's okay.
That's right.
So you're a little bit better.
You're not a grammar Nazi, as people say.
No, I'm not. I don't think I'm even a grammar fascist.
Ah, good.
Yeah, I feel like I might be a grammar socialist.
You can be a grammar enthusiast.
Yes, that's
right?
true.
You just be like, hey, it's just like I'm not upset. I'm just very passionate about.
I might be the Bernie of grammar.
Yes,
it's okay if you say that. If I can understand you, that's fine.
Wow, it's busting out the impressions.
I know. I'm going hard for it today.
Yeah. He's really taking a swing. No, there's
real quick.
Yes.
I don't know why. I keep thinking this, but people keep, Bernie Sanders is running for president. He can't catch up with Hillary Clinton. How come nobody ever questioned the fact that he's like 72? He's too old to be president. He's too old on the face of it to be president.
They mentioned it on SNL. in the opener on the season finale, where Hillary, played by Kate McKinnon, is like, "Oh, you're so old." She's like, "My old friend."
Yeah, exactly. It's those things.
Yeah, he's an old guy.
Yeah.
And people are busting out all the things like, yes, Bernie Sanders saying all this stuff over the last couple of years. It's kind of like hopping on a team when they're in the playoffs. It's like, well, where were you when he was saying that stuff?
It wasn't running for president then.
Yeah, exactly. But it's fine. Whatever. No, there's a hike called the Chief, and the Chief is actually featured at the beginning of Edward. He takes a picture from the top of that like mountain, essentially.
Nice.
And the Chief sounds like a fun hike. I hear it's not as hard as the grass grind, and it seems to be a bit more rewarding once you get to the top. But I think the difference is you have to climb down, because the grass grind is at the top of a ski hill, and you can just take the gondola down. In fact, you have to. But with the Chief, you're just kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and you got to hike up this mountain and be like, all right, we made it. All right, let's go back down.
Let's go back down.
So when they did Edward, it was the last thing they shot when they were making the movie, because at that point, it was supposed to be early in Edward's life, so Michael Eklund shaved his big bushy beard for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he climbed all the way up, and they had to, like, everybody, like the crew had to, like, hike up all their gear, the cameras, like, everything, all the stuff. So you imagine, like, on your hike, what did you have? Like, your phone, your water bottle, essentially?
I had a backpack. We had a backpack with food.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were schlepping the backpack? Backpacks are fine.
I did for part of it.
For part, like, this backpack's too much. I did for part of it the night. It was like, oh, let's lighten this load. Have a couple of ham sandwiches and then be like, oh.
Yeah.
It's a lot lighter. But they had to schlep up all the gear and stuff. And apparently it was the most fun they had. They were kind of dreading it before. Like, oh, we got to hike up the Chief and bring up all the gear at the very end of this shoot. And they really quite enjoyed it, and it looked really nice. But yeah, lots of people take photos of themselves on top of the Chief because the view is amazing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's very nice. But I haven't done the Chief, and there's like a couple other. There's a bunch of other trails, but yeah, you're right, Matt. They're all very, very mountainy. If you want to take an urban trail, you can hike around the seawall. That's always a fun time. Hike around Stanley Park. That's nice.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure if you go inland more, there's way more hikes you can do. Because how far is Kentville from Halifax? Like an hour-ish? 2 hours? 3?
So about an hour 10 or 20. Hour 10. I think it was about an hour 10 by the time I got home.
Hour 10 by the time you got home?
Yeah. And I live properly in the city.
Yes. You live very properly.
Yeah. I try to.
Yeah. You don't live improperly.
It would be improper otherwise.
Yeah. I think it would be improper. Yeah, so I assume if I went inland some more, I'd find some more trails, but I really haven't found the time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it is time consuming. It was kind of a whole Saturday, and we're starting pretty early. So yeah, that's how it goes.
It's a good way to spend a Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And yeah, it's nice this time of year to be out. Like the last time we went on a hike, it was just after winter happened. Winter, you know how winter happens. Mm-hmm. And winter happens, and there wasn't any green yet on the trees. It was like post-winter. It wasn't really spring at that point. So this was the first time that I had been out when there was like some actual nice greenery. Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. We just want to give a quick shout out to a participant on the show, Alex. Mm-hmm. Was not here this week. He's in the six, Matt, as they say. He's in the six.
That's right.
He made it. He sent us photos from his apartment. He was not lying. He's on, what, the 49th floor?
He's on the 49th floor, man.
Which is very high up. It's even higher up than I expected. But he was at the Jays game on Friday when they beat the Red Sox, and then on Saturday they beat the Red Sox too. He was not at the game on Friday, which featured the Raptors and the Cavaliers. Raptors unfortunately falling to the Cavs at home, which is the first time they lost at home in that series. But they still had their best season ever. But I couldn't help but notice that a lot of the NBA analysts are like, yeah, the Raptors suck. Yeah. It's like they don't even belong in the same league as the Cavaliers, so to speak. Skip Bayless was like, oh, the Cavs should be ashamed losing 2 games to the Raptors. I'm like,
what?
Come on, man. Let's be a little easier on them. They had the best season ever in their history, and everyone's just taking liberties. It was awful.
They were like they went to the I don't know if they even call it the Eastern Conference Finals, but
That's what they call it. Yeah.
Yeah, they go to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like an easy thing you can do. It's not like any team can just get up and do that. And they didn't.
No, and the Raptors are pretty special. To me, they don't have any star players. Like the Cavs have LeBron, and Thunder have Westbrook and Durant, and the Warriors have Curry. I mean, the Raptors have DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, but I wouldn't call them like stars.
No, definitely not.
Basketball is a very star-oriented sport. Like, you see the influence LeBron has on teams when it's just one guy. And he's like, play in Cleveland. Like, oh, Cleveland's all of a sudden good. Well, I'll play in Miami. Oh, Miami's all of a sudden even better. Oh, I'll play back in Cleveland again. Oh, my God. Cleveland's all of a sudden good. They could win the championship this year. I say could. They might not. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win. I don't know. So I watched the Raptors game. It was too bad to see them go, but they went up classy, and I think everybody in the city really appreciated the effort. I mean, Alex could give us more insight as to that, but I do think it is funny that Alex moved to Toronto, and the two sports jerseys that he has. On Friday, the Jays played the Red Sox, and I was like, Alex, are you wearing your Red Sox jersey or your LeBron Cavaliers jersey? And he's like, I'm wearing a Red Sox jersey because he's at the game.
Yeah,
so the Jays game, which was sold out. I think they sold them out all weekend, which is good.
Yeah.
Even though they were competing with the Raptors. So I guess a lot of people in Toronto were out watching sports. But the two uniforms he has a Red Sox jersey and he has a Cavaliers jersey with LeBron on it. So I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be wearing that LeBron jersey anytime soon. But
he'll be very popular there.
He's definitely an enemy territory. I wonder how Toronto feels about the Patriots. I mean, they're probably more Bills fans there, I would think, because that's where the Bills play a game every season, I believe.
They did, but they stopped.
Oh, they've since stopped.
Yeah. They stopped in, I think, 2013.
They're like, oh, we can't go as far as Toronto. Let's go to Mexico.
I think it was just kind of, it wasn't the benefit wasn't getting there, and it didn't look like that Toronto was actually going to be able to buy them and bring them over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't think they should. I don't think they should bring them over.
Why? What? I want a team there, and it makes.
You
sense.
Want a team in Toronto?
Yeah, absolutely, I do.
Do you want the Bills? Or do you want somebody else?
Bills make sense in terms of like AFC East.
Yeah.
Right. You had to reorient things otherwise if a team moved. I could see, NFC East could maybe work, but that would make sense for their teams. Like pretty well established.
Yeah,
but I guess the North team could work
Washington
too.
Over there and just give them a completely different name.
Yeah, maybe
with any luck. I just think. Would you think that would just? Oh, I guess it wouldn't crush the CFL because they play in 2 different seasons.
Yeah, but there's still the thought like the NFL makes decisions about expansion and things like that, kind of based on that because the NFL. I don't remember where I read this, but someone was just like, they don't. Roger Goodell does not want to be responsible for killing the CFL.
He doesn't want to be responsible for that? No.
Yeah, he would feel badly.
I don't think anybody does. He'd feel badly. Sorry, this league's been around for over 100 years, and I killed it. Whoops.
Shoot.
Shoot.
Really kind of that's a bummer.
Oh, dang. Well, the big news of the CFL, I guess not really that big news. Did we talk about the new uniforms? See the new uniforms?
I don't think we did. I don't think they came up.
We'll talk while we're talking about the CFL, and it's just the two of us who have lived in CFL cities. We can talk about it, even though I haven't the Lions game in forever. Love the Lions jerseys, except for one detail on the back. I'm going to
look these up because I like this. I think the jerseys were interesting. The ones that changed significantly are interesting.
Yes, and there's only one of them that really did change like significantly.
This is pretty different, though. Hey. I'm looking at this Lions jersey. It's pretty different.
It's way different.
Yeah.
It's entirely different. I just want to say, too, Mexico City is hosting Houston and Oakland, and they had, like, huge demand for tickets there.
Yeah.
Mexico City, to me, makes more sense than London, but maybe that's just me.
Interesting that they didn't go there first, though, right?
Interesting they didn't go there first? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, totally strange. Well, what is it about this Lions jersey?
Well, if you look at the back, the lower back...
Yes.
It's got the I suppose you could call that a Lions tramp stamp.
Yeah, it does kind of get kind of tramp stampy down there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's pretty tasteful. It's a pretty small tramp stamp.
I suppose, but you can also like not have it.
Yes. Absolutely.
It'd be totally fine.
Yeah.
But if you look at the other uniforms, I don't think anyone else really changed that much. Oh
my gosh, BC's away jerseys looks like Tennessee Volunteers jerseys.
Oh, look like the Vols?
Yeah, they really do.
They got a new helmet too, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
But the logo stays the same.
The Rough Riders are pretty close to the exact same.
Yeah, Rough Riders are pretty much the same.
They got rid of some more black on their logo. Or maybe they totally got rid of the silver, and they tried to clean up some of the black outlining on the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which I respect. So they're good. I mean, I respect a team that's like they could change the jersey and sell a ton of them, but I think there's also they kind of have to have goodwill from their fans too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of fun to do that. To just have them, change the jersey completely every time. You lose goodwill that way.
No, you don't want goodwill.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't want bad will.
Bad will.
Yeah, you don't want bad. Yeah, bad will. Yeah, get that a lot.
I like the new CFL logo.
Yeah, it's cool. It's simple. Kind of reminds me of the old WCW logo when they updated that.
Oh,
in a weird way, not in a bad way, in a decently good way. Yes, it's got. Yeah, everyone looks pretty good. The Red Blacks on their pants have hashtag Our Nation. I don't know what you think about that.
I like it. Our Nation, Our Nation.
Yeah, but you're okay with like a hashtag on a football jersey?
I am for a new expansion team.
Well, yeah, newish. I mean, they've been the Grey Cup.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sure, if that's what they want to do, it doesn't bother me too much, though. I'll be okay with it.
Yeah, I like the lion. Yeah, the Lions like just the simple like the black and orange. I think that looks pretty sweet, and the helmets look good too. Mm-hmm. Argos. What was I going to say about the Argos? The replica jerseys aren't very good though. The stripes don't even go around the arm. I'm looking at the Adidas website.
Oh yeah,
they aren't. Yeah, well, that's fine. Whatever. I'm not going to buy one. It's all good. The big deal in Toronto is that the Argos aren't playing at the Rogers Centre anymore. They're playing at BMO.
That's right.
So they're playing outside. I think the Grey Cup's there again.
Coming up soon, I think, if it's not this time.
Oh, Super Bowl. Do you see the Super Bowl news? The next 5 Super Bowls have been announced?
Yes, I did. I have one major question about that.
Yes, I want to hear your major question. Sounds pretty major.
Well, they made a point. I don't remember which year it is or which Super Bowl it is, but they said it's going to be in South Florida. And they kept not saying Miami.
Yes.
And I kept wondering why were they dodging around that? Like why weren't they just saying it's in Miami? Is it because their stadium technically isn't in Miami?
Possibly.
But I think South Florida has better branding. I don't get it. It just seems like such a strange thing.
Like that they're so vague about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
The Instagram post of it is just so silly though, because these stadiums look crazy.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the Instagram posts, it's like Houston, what is it, Energy Stadium or whatever?
Energy,
Reliant.
yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that looks fine. But then the U.S. Bank Stadium, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium looks silly. The South Florida's, like, they all look like, if you were, like, reading a book and it's like, in the future, NFL stadiums will be all glass and metal. Take a look. And you're like, wow, that'll never happen. You just look at these things and they're insane.
Yes, actually, the South Florida one. Are they making a?
They're making it's going to fly, Matt. It's going to be airborne. It's like the Avengers carrier. That's where they're going to play the Super Bowl.
I want to quote Big Grubby D on Twitter. I have to censor him, but
okay, yes, yeah.
From the post that says Super Bowl Live, or rather 54.
Yes,
is coming to South Florida. He says, "What the f." Does everybody mean by South Florida? That's a rather large area, includes 2 NFL teams, Bucs and Dolphins. That's like saying the Super Bowl is going to Southern California, which includes the Rams and the Chargers. It's not specific. If it's in Miami, just say Miami, not South Florida.
Wow, that was a nice tweet.
Yeah,
that was a good tweet. It's like saying Northern California. It's like it's going to be in Northern California. Well, is it going to be in the Raiders Stadium? Well, obviously not. It's going to be at the Levi's Stadium.
Yeah. Oh, I
Didn't
see.
make the pocket. I love that they have it in Minnesota because Minnesota finally has an indoor stadium, and they're doing it in 2 years. So they're just like, yeah, the Super Bowl's in Minnesota. Isn't that crazy? Nah, it's not because we're inside.
I feel good for Minnesota for that, though. It's like,
Yeah,
how often do you get something cool in Minnesota?
Ooh,
Maybe you get lots of cool stuff. I don't know. Ha 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 ha.
yeah,
I'm just gonna
nice recovery.
I can do what I can.
Yeah, the U.S. Bank Stadium looks a little silly though. It's all glassy and
I remember watching the start of a video about it because it was like when they announced the plans for it, they had to kind of have somebody come out and sell it. So they were like, I don't know if it was.
Was it Jesse Ventura who sold it?
Yeah, I was really gonna try to. Let me tell you, Mean Gene.
This stadium's gonna be huge.
Yeah, there you go. That's a bit better. That's a little too close to Hogan.
I gotta tell you something, brother. This stadium's gonna be huge, man. Something like that.
I'm gonna be able to wrap my arms around it.
These 24-inch pythons, brother. What you gonna do when this stadium runs wild on you?
Hulk Hogan, oh yeah.
Better look out.
Anyway, so this guy who is not Jesse Ventura, Hulk Hogan, or Macho Man Randy Savage came out, and
So he doesn't matter.
and he was doing that kind of ridiculous justification for why the stadium looks the way it does. So he's like, it tells a story. So like,
cool,
the
man.
stadium,
Yeah.
it the roof resembles some
Yeah.
of like the natural dwellings that indigenous people have when they lived here, and
When-
it's like it doesn't
Come on,
look
dude.
like that.
That's
It
such a
just
reach.
looks like a big glass
It's like a big
thing.
Iceberg. Looks like an iceberg.
Yeah, it
to
looks
me.
like an iceberg. Which I mean, it's cold there, but you're not near any.
I think it's officially open now too. U.S. Bank Stadium.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah, I'm going to double check. I wish I had a huge database for me to check. International Championship. What? Okay, sorry. Oh, you can follow him on Twitter. U.S. Bank Stadium.
Yeah. Why would you not?
Well, why would you not? We're a Champions League final. U.S. Bank Stadium, August 3rd. Who's playing there?
I always like when stadiums open for the first time and they have a.
Ooh, AC. Okay, so AC Milan versus Chelsea is the first ever event at U.S. Bank Stadium.
That's interesting.
Pretty obvious, right? You would think that.
Yeah, of course you choose that. I mean, my first thought would be a Prince concert.
Well, yeah,
It can't happen anymore.
can't happen anymore, unfortunately.
Oh, it looks like Metallica's going to be there on August 20th.
Ooh, yeah.
That almost sounded like Macho Man.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're a month and 4 weeks away from the grand opening of it.
So mark it on your calendar.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you all there. Of
See you
course.
at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minnesota. The logo's so silly. That's fine. Whatever. Looks cool. It looks, it'll have that new stadium smell. I just can't. I was just so shocked when I heard that Atlanta's getting a new stadium because the Georgia Dome, which I was at for WrestleMania 27, is it was built in '92, and I think the reason for getting a new stadium in Atlanta is so they can have luxury boxes.
Oh, that doesn't seem nice, does it?
And it's going to be called the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We already have the Mercedes-Benz. Actually, the logo for the Mercedes-Benz Stadium looks like the Sydney Opera House.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird. I know what you mean, though, because it's like that's already in the name. How do you sponsor two things?
Well,
I
guess Scotiabank sponsors a bunch of arenas and stadiums.
But not two in the same league.
Not two in the same league. Well, oh yeah, because it's the Canadian Tire Center.
Yeah, so they need to. I love it. I love on the Mercedes-Benz Stadium website that one of the first things they put up is how much food costs.
Pretzels $2, fans first, peanuts $3, souvenir Coca-Cola $4, $5 Bud Light for 12 hours.
$5 Bud Light, $6 for chicken tender basket. That's actually a good way to sell people. Be like,
Chain-
come here and drop $40 on food for your family at least.
New Mercedes-Benz Stadium unveils revolutionary food pricing, and it's some guys in a podium in front of the concession stand.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think it's actually, you know what? I don't mind that.
That's good. I mean, that's good because that's like
Well, it's fan first, Matt. It's us. We're first. Darn it.
the thing about
Seats
us.
for less than you think, starting at $69 a month for Falcons tickets. Oh, we got to watch the Falcons. All right, well. Take that, the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, being at Gillette Stadium reminded me of the prices people pay for things at stadiums.
Sure.
For food and stuff like that.
Did I ask? Did you guys buy anything when you were there?
Yeah, we had beers.
You a couple of brews.
Yeah, we definitely did. I don't know.
A couple of Sam Adams beers.
I wish I could remember how much they were.
A lot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, at least 8. I don't know. Probably more than that. Alex would remember. I don't think I do though. It's funny. I could actually go through my bank statement and see, because it would be it would be on there.
If you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's a nice looking building, but I think the stadium in Los Angeles is going to be outrageous. As Wilbon said, it's going to make Jerry World look like the circus coming to town.
Yeah.
Something like that. Oh, is Kidders by himself? I'm just going to double check 1 second.
Yeah, check the Kidders.
Yeah. Good.
Last week we got a lot of kitten material. This week a little less. Sounds like the kitten needs to be saved. I heard it actually in the background. I don't know if it was able to be picked up on the mic that you can hear during the podcast. Oh, and Will's back with Kidders. Oh, bigger already. That's great.
Sorry, he was by himself.
He's by himself. That's okay.
He was by himself.
He looks like he's roommates
were left. He looks bigger?
A little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining that because he logically should be at least a little bigger.
He is a little bit bigger, I think. Yeah, he logically should be. Logic would dictate that he's only going to grow one way. He will not get smaller.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to grow smaller.
He's not going to grow smaller. You're right.
Yeah.
Can you hear it? I hope he doesn't mew into the microphone again.
Oh my gosh, he's purring into the microphone.
Oh, he's a little buddy.
I had...
he's just a little guy.
Emily was a big fan of the kitty noises last podcast. I just got texted to know that was like... I forget what it was, but it was like, it meowed or something like that. And she was very into that.
Yeah, I asked Ian, I was like, yeah, he was on the show and he meowed. Was it very loud? He's like, yeah, super loud. Into the microphone. So watch your levels there. Oh, we gave him a name. His name's Leo.
Oh, it's Leo. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a solid name.
Leo's a solid name, right?
Like
he's very like liony and, he seems like a Leo.
Yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't match up for any horoscope stuff, does it?
No horoscope stuff. Yeah. Yeah. We aren't into that.
Oh, that's good.
He's a Leo, which means he's feisty, but be careful because this kitty's got claws.
Yes, exactly.
So I was thinking that that Monday was going to be a big day in Northern California as far as sports goes. Bigger on one side than the other.
Oh, that's right. So the Sharks are playing.
Sharks are playing the Penguins in the Stanley Cup final. So happy time, people. Happy trails to 14 other teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, friggin' Penguins are in the Stanley Cup finals again, guys.
For the first time since they won in 09.
09, yeah.
Still with Crosby, Malkin, Kunitz, and Letang.
And Fleury.
And Fleury, but
yep.
Fleury's not really... It's this what's this guy's name? Murray? Is that his name?
Yeah, Matt Murray.
Matt Murray, yeah. This guy's been playing real well. But I was watching the game from work on Thursday, and I was watching the TV. I was like, "That's Stamkos? Stamkos is playing?" And unfortunately, he only got what did he get, Leo? He got like about 4 shots.
It's so it's so tough. You come back from your first game. You're almost never like on fire.
No, I will not take anything away from Stamkos for showing up to his elimination game and being like, "I'm going to play." Like I had a lot of respect for that. Yeah. And he wasn't playing playoff hockey like everyone else is. So it's hard, Matt, to step into that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I can't fault you for that. You try. I don't know. Do what you can.
He tried, but no one could match the offensive power of Brian Rust.
Yes, exactly. Well,
it was too much.
Brian Rust's first goal was one of those ones that's like, I remember I saw him score it, but I didn't see like the moment before it, and I was like, how was he where he was with the puck?
Sure.
He was alone in the slot with a perfect shot for the net. I was like, well, how does that happen? And some good work at the blue line with Malkin, and I think it's part of how it happened. I forget the Kunitz, I think, also had an assist on that, but that's how you do it. You get in there.
Yeah, he got in there. Well, I just like from that first game of the series in this Lightning Penn series, I was like, oh, Bishop's down and out. Oh, this is done. And it went a lot farther than I expected.
Yeah.
They went way farther than I expected without Malkin, or Stamkos.
Yeah.
Bless me. But Drew Rand stepped up for the playoffs. He had such a weird year. It
was very odd.
It was very odd, and Vasilevsky played really well. I think 88's a weird number for a goaltender. Oh, I know we kind of mentioned it last week, but congrats to Team Canada for winning gold at the Worlds, for beating Finland. Take that, Finland. We've asserted our dominance once more.
Yeah, that was good. That was fun. I like that.
That was fun. It's fun to win a gold medal, right?
I watched Canada win twice at my parents' place in the last 2 years.
There you go. So watch all of Canada's games there.
Yeah, I think I probably should.
I think that makes sense. Can you hear Sadie?
I can hear Sadie seems to be going for it.
She sounds like she's in distress. What she does is she grabs one of her little pipe cleaner toys and puts it down and then just yells, "Sadie!" She's very distressed.
She just yells.
She's like calling for another kitty or something. Monday night, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, and also Game 7 of the Western Conference Final of the NBA. I watched the Warriors and the Thunder on Saturday. That game was crazy. I've been watching a lot more. I've been into a lot more basketball. Alex might appreciate this, but I'm listening to Bill Simmons' show, his podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he talks so much basketball, right? He's a basketball guy. And I'm into it. I'm into the playoffs. I don't even really have like a team. Like I kind of want the Warriors to go all the way.
Yeah, I think I do too, because I want to see that regular season greatness rewarded.
Because that'd be so rough. Just 73-9, and then don't make the finals.
Yeah, that'd be a bummer.
Klay Thompson was just lights out. He had 41 points, and he had set the NBA playoff record for threes made in a playoff game. Mm-hmm. He made 11, and his 10th one was like a long three. But I was like, wow, that's amazing. It was like the Raptors 3 shooting on Friday wasn't good. They were just missing buckets all over the place.
Yeah.
But Golden State's Sadie Cat. Golden State's oh my god, such a bad time. Golden State's 3 shooting was amazing.
Yeah,
and the Thunder played real well too. I think the Thunder were up by like 9 in the fourth quarter or something like that. It's
impressive that they've. I don't know how you go up against a team like the Warriors, and you're like, well, I don't know, I won't be like those other teams. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Oh,
kidders. Just a second.
That's okay. I think
she's more distressed than usual.
It's okay. I think we're probably going to be finishing up here anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, Will declares. He's getting the other cat. This one has cross eyes, which is great. He was holding the other kitty while he did that. Cats are interesting. It's not always clear why they're upset, what their deal is. You just want to look at them and say, what's your deal? You don't know. It's not clear. Not clear at all. Oh, there's... Yeah, she's returned. Or she, Leo. Leo has such big... Leo, this little kitten, has like the biggest gold eyes. I'm going to talk to Will about it here. Here we go. Well, Leo has such big gold eyes.
Yeah, I know. That's why he's like... Yeah, he's very lion-y, like I said. Oh, don't bite that, you little turd. Little turd. Yeah, wow, Sadie's really having a bad time. She's sitting in a cardboard box with a pipe cleaner toy. Just like crying out for whatever. So she sounds like she's got she's caught in like a snare or something. She has her foot in like one of those bear traps.
Yeah.
But she's doing just fine.
Yeah. She could be worse. She could
be far worse. Leo's doing just fine. We're all doing just fine.
Yeah.
Anything else, Matt, you got to say this week?
Hey, man, I'm good.
Hey, you're good. Yeah,
you
look good,
man.
Yeah, you look spry. I want to thank everybody who came out yesterday for the good, clean, fun soap opera improv.
Oh, yes. Thank you for doing that, guys.
We did a Grey's Anatomy type spoof. Not a spoof, but a Grey's Anatomy style improv, and it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
I was workshopping that all weekend, so I want to thank everybody who was involved in that. Everyone who came out to the show, and everybody came out and saw the rookies last night. It was a real good time.
Nice.
And I want to say, this is me and the kitties, man.
Yeah,
me and little kitties.
You and the kitties.
Everyone just going crazy.
Yeah, if we can, hopefully Toronto will be boring to Alex soon, and he'll be able to be in for a podcast.
Hopefully not boring enough that he doesn't have some stories or something, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping that's exactly what happens. He comes back, he's got all sorts of stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. Anyway, we could have him back.
Yes, yeah, and it's good to have all of you listening to the show.
Yeah,
I want to thank
thanks,
you
guys.
all. Yeah, and we'll see. When do you want to see him next week? What do you think? Same time next week?
I think I'm into that.
Okay, same time next week.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody.